What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. Picked all these up from the Lexington Comic Con about a month ago now. Most of these were dollar books. A couple of them were $2 or $3. I'll point those out as I go across, or as I come across them. First, I forgot to do this in my last video. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm up over 100 subscribers now, which is great. I never thought I'd get 5 subscribers watching my stupid videos. So thank you all for subscribing and commenting and liking. Everybody's been very supportive, and I appreciate you guys, even though I've never said it before. So thank you very much. So we'll start off with some Amalgam comics here. This first one is Dark Claw Adventures #1. This is it's a newsstand actually, so that was cool. Mashup of Batman and Wolverine, obviously. This is kind of in the Batman animated series style, so it was kind of a fun read. And then next one we've got, speaking of Batman, Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. This was another fun read. I had gotten out of comic books, I think, shortly before this Amalgam imprint started. I think it was like in '95 or '96. So this is all new to me. So I've been coming across these the last year or so, and they're just fun reads. I mean, it's the good thing about comics is not taking them too seriously and just kind of enjoying them. And these are very much in that vein, just crossovers with the Marvel and DC universes, and just the mashup of the characters, and it's just a lot of fun to read. So this one, Bruce Wayne, and kind of mash him up with Nick Fury. Got the green skull up there, so it's kind of fun. Last one here of the Amalgam kind, we've got Iron Lantern, which is a mash. That's a newsstand too, so that was cool. Mashup of Iron Man and Green Lantern, obviously. One thing that I liked about these was inside of the books, reading the stories, they kind of refer to other things that have happened in previous stories, but obviously this Amalgam imprint was only around, I think it was around, they did like 24 issues of different mashups, maybe even less than that, maybe like 18 or something. But they refer to other issues within the universe that obviously were never published or anything, but the writers and the authors are very much aware of that, so they kind of do it with a little wink and a nod, saying, "Oh, you don't remember that? It was in, Iron Lantern Volume 1, number 287 or something." So I just appreciated that and thought it was fun. So these are all just fun reads. The Dark Claw one goes for a little something, but most of the other ones don't. But I'm just going to keep these in my personal collection because they were so much fun to discover and read. Excuse me. Alright, next we've got a couple of promo comics here. We got CBS Presents Action Zone. This is a really cool Jim Lee cover with him drawing the Ninja Turtles, the Wildcats, and I guess that this guy is Skeleton from the Skeleton Warriors. I guess that was the Saturday morning lineup. When was this from? In 1994. Definitely watched the Ninja Turtles cartoon. I remember Skeleton Warriors. The Wildcats cartoon was a little after the time I stopped watching cartoons, so I never really got into that. But I did think it was really cool that there was a Wildcats cartoon, because back then there was not a lot of comic adaptations other than Ninja Turtles, and the XMen animated series were big favorites of mine. So I appreciated the Wildcats show for being an option for kids to watch. I just never got into it myself. But I did like this CBS Presents Action Zone. I thought it was cool seeing Jim Lee drawing Raphael there. I don't know if he's ever drawn Ninja Turtles since then, or I don't know, probably not, because they did go to Image for like Volume 3, I think, but I think he had already gone over to DC at that point with his studio, so I don't know if he ever drew any. But anyway, thought this was cool, so I grabbed it for $1. Speaking of Image, got some Todd McFarlane here. It's Amazing Spider-Man Skating on Thin Ice, another promo comic book. So if you don't know Todd McFarlane, he's from Canada, so he actually played baseball in college. He was a really good athlete. I think he might have got drafted by the Mariners too, I'm not sure. Or maybe he just played his college ball up in Washington. But he was a really good athlete, and he probably played hockey since he grew up in Canada. Hockey is my favorite sport. I play it and watch it, and it's how I met my wife, so it's got a special place in my heart for sure. So anytime I can find comic books with hockey, any kind of hockey link, I'll pick it up. And this one's got the little kid here. He's got the Edmonton Oilers jersey on and Spider-Man there. I think I read through this briefly. I think there's a big keg of beer right there and cigarettes. So this kid is a good hockey player, and then he's like being peer pressured, I guess, by older kids trying to, smoke cigarettes, and you'll be really cool if you do that. And then, of course, Spider-Man comes along and teaches him and the readers a very valuable lesson about not bowing to peer pressure and, say no to drugs and all that good stuff. So just thought it was a funny promo comic with Todd McFarlane on the cover, so I was happy to find that. Got some Punisher books here from volume volume 1, or volume 2, I guess. This is first ongoing series after the miniseries. This was number 4. I think this is one of the ones that I paid $2 or $3 for. This was not in the dollar bins. This is the first appearance of Microchip, who is Punisher's Q, basically, his device and hacker friend that makes him all the weapons and everything. So this one goes for, I don't know, $5 or $10 on a good day. But I just needed it for my run, so I was happy to pay $2 for that. And then I got 21, just run filler. It's a cool Eric Larson cover, Punisher in the boxing ring. Another Eric Larson cover, it's number 23. And then the last Punisher-related book, just a what if Punisher's family hadn't been killed. Not a great cover. I'm trying to see who the artist is. I can't tell. It is a newsstand, but it's pretty. It's got several spine ticks on it, so it's not in great condition. Looking at the pencils here, Rick Levins. Yeah, I don't know who that is, so I don't know if that's him doing the cover art or not. But I love these What If series. These are some of my favorite to collect when I was a kid. It kind of taught me a lot about the backstory and like the Silver Age stuff, the Marvel Silver Age like storylines that I had no idea about because I started collecting in the late 80s and early 90s, so all the stuff from the 60s and 70s was, way before my time, and I didn't have any of those. So these what-ifs were kind of a way to be introduced to some of that stuff, because, what if the Punisher's family hadn't been killed? Obviously, that means the Punisher's family was killed, so it's kind of cool way to learn about the history of Marvel. Next, we got some Guardians books. Got Guardians of the Galaxy 39. This is looking for her ancestor of Wolverine. She found more than her bargained for. So I'm not sure. I haven't read this one yet, but it's got some good shiny 90s goodness. And you can't tell, but this is embossed, so it's raised up. Oh, she is too. I thought it was just the skeleton, but this lady is too. It kind of looks like a T-1000 version of Wolverine there, but it's good stuff. Another Guardians book. This is 57. This is towards the end of the run. And 58. Again, towards the end of the run. These are all $1. So just trying to complete this first volume of Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm almost there. I think I've got about 5 books left, so closing in on that. Next, got some more cosmic stuff here. This was another one of the $2 books, I think. This is just Nova, Volume 1, Number 5. Just trying to grab as many of these as I can while they're still affordable, because who knows which ones are going to go crazy when they do that Nova show, or they do put him in another movie or something. So number 1's kind of the only expensive book right now. Obviously, I haven't been able to find that in the dollar bins, but fingers crossed. Hopefully, I can find it cheap someday. More cosmic goodness. We got Quasar, number 1. This is the newsstand. He hasn't been in the MCU yet, but I think it's only a matter of time. There's not a ton of cosmic superheroes. Obviously, they're going to do Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then that's a rumor that High Evolutionary, I think, is the villain in that. So then eventually they'll do Silver Surfer, I'm sure, and then Captain Marvel's obviously already there. They had the Nova Corps, so Quasar's an extension of that, I would imagine. So it's kind of goofy, but kind of fun. And speaking of Warlock, I found these each for $1 a piece. Warlock and the Infinity Watch 1 and 2. These are both newsstand copies, so I was pretty happy to find those. These were hot for a while. I think this is number 2 is the first appearance of the Infinity Watch. Obviously, I think everybody's been introduced in the MCU except for that Moondragon. So who knows if she's going to come eventually or not. But I just really like this cover. I think Ron Lim did the art on the first couple of issues. So I'll probably try to, and you can find those in the dollar bin still, obviously. This was just kind of the continuation of the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, so it's pretty cool. Next, you got Silver Surfer Warlock Resurrection, number 3. I think this was a 5-issue miniseries, 5 or 6, so I've got number 3 now. I think I found number 1, 2, and 4, so I've only got 1 or 2 more to find, so that was cool. Got Silver Surfer Annual, number 2. This is from the 80s and 90s Silver Surfer volume, another newsstand. So all these newsstands came from one booth. He had a ton of newsstands from the 90s. I think the shop was at a Bowling Green, either Bowling Green or Owensboro, Kentucky, which is, I think it was Owensboro because I'd never been there. I've been to a couple of shops in Bowling Green, but never Owensboro. So definitely, I think Owensboro is about a 2-hour drive, 2 or 3 hour drive for me. So I'll hit that up at some point in time. I was very, very impressed with all his dollar books, so that was cool. This is one that I paid $2 or $3 for. This is the Silver Surfer. I guess this is volume 2. This is the 2-issue miniseries that Mobius drew. This was number 2, so I was happy to find that. Still hunting for number 1. I don't know if I'll be able to find that in the dollar bin, but hopefully I will. And I've got Hunger number 2 and number 4. This was just a 4-issue miniseries with Galactus in it, and coming into the Ultimate Universe, I think. I'm not sure what the timeline is or anything, but I got 1, 2, and 4, so I just need 3 now. I've read these. It's a pretty cool story. Obviously, I don't have 3, so I don't know what happened, but you kind of piece together what was going on, so it's a pretty cool story. So I was happy to find those for $1 a piece. Beautiful Patty Growl covers. I like my Ninja Turtle spoofs, and this was one by Kevin Eastman himself. So this is the Radically Rearranged Ronin Ragdolls. I'm not sure. This is a relatively recent book. I think this was 2019. You see on the inside they've got all the variants and stuff. So there's that one's the Alan Quall one. That one's obviously a TMNT1 homage, and that one I'm on the hunt for is cover E because it's a Stan Sakai. It's got Usagi on there, so that's cool. That's a Kevin Eastman cover, so I was happy to find that. Next, couple of Dave Stevens books. Again, these were $1 a piece. This is King Kong. I think this is number 1. Yeah, number 1 of 6. Official adaptation of the fantasy classic. I think he only did this one cover for the King Kong series. I think he didn't do anything else for that, so that's unfortunate. It's a cool cover. It's always fun when he does monsters as well as the good girl stuff. Speaking of, that's not really good girl, I guess, but female. Xena Warrior Princess number 2. She got the crazy eyes, but again, just a cool Dave Stevens cover. He did not do the interiors, but one thing that was a surprise on the back here, it's got a pack of Hercules trading cards, which I think is just the empty package. I don't think they actually had any cards in here. Yeah, see? So just, I don't know why there's an empty package of Hercules trading cards in there, but it's probably been in there for 15 years or something, however long ago this well, Topps Comics was definitely not around anymore. They were around in the 80s, but just a cool Dave Stevens doing Xena, so I was happy to find that. Next, we got some Prophet goodness. Got Prophet Annual #1. This is a Joe Quesada cover. I think this is volume 2 of Prophet. And then I found #2. This is a Frank Miller cover, and that's volume 2 as well. And #3, the Stephen Platt cover. And then I think Stephen Platt did the interiors on all these as well. Yeah, he did the pencils on that. So I was happy to find those. And speaking of Stephen Platt, we got Wolverine 128. He did the cover and about half the interiors of this. He splits the duty with somebody else, and you can definitely tell which panels and pages Stephen Platt does and which ones the other artist does. But this is cool. It's also a newsstand. This was from that same booth that I was talking about earlier with all the newsstand copies. So I've been happy to find. I was happy to find this. I've been looking for it for not too long, just a couple months or so. Once I found out that. I think this might be the only time Stephen Platt drew Wolverine interior art. He definitely did some covers, but anytime I can find him doing interior art as well, it's not just Prophet, I will grab that. Got another Wolverine book here, number 138, again, newsstand. This one was funny because it's Wolverine fighting Galactus. I read this one as kind of ridiculous. I think it's Wolverine and Starjammers. I think they just end up giving Galactus... Oh, no, it's... who takes control of Galactus and basically just makes him freak out or stop doing... He just kind of... I was going to say they gave him a virus, but that's not right. It's... I don't know. I can't remember which character it was. One of the Starjammers. But it was kind of a fun story. Goofy. You know... How's Wolverine going to fight Galactus? You know, they found a way. Made it fun, so I was happy to find that. I just grabbed this because I think this is 138 and the Platt was 128, so it was either right after or shortly after that. So the cover caught my eye and just thought it was funny. Then we've got XMen 255. This is just run filler from the Mark Silvestri run. It's a newsstand as well. A cool Mystique and Forge cover on there. So I was happy to find that. King Kong back there. Next, we got some Fearless Defenders books. Found #1, #2, and #11. So I'm just slowly piecing this series together. Mark Brooks did the... Oh, wait. And #7, sorry. Out of order there. Mark Brooks did all the covers for these, so that's why I started collecting them. He does not do the interiors, unfortunately, but the interior art is very good as well, so I'm going to keep grabbing these. And the first 2 issues were a fun read, so I'll definitely keep picking them up. Next, we've got some more 90s goodness here. Gen 13, #1, early J. Scott Campbell. Unfortunately, there's a tear back here. You can see it, so it's not in great shape. Again, this is only $1. So this is the first copy that I found since I've started collecting again in the last year and a half or so. So I've got most of this first volume of the Gen 13, but I'll definitely be on the lookout for a better copy of #1. And this is just a one-shot Gen 13 Rave. So that was fun. We got some swimsuit stuff here. Of course, nothing says 90s like a good swimsuit issue. Got Jim Lee Jim Lee did the cover on this. This is Wildstorm Swimsuit Special #2. And then we've got Wildstorm Swimsuit Special 97. So I guess #2. What year is this? This is probably from 96. 95. Okay, so that one's from 95. And that one's from 97. It's got the copper tone kind of homage with the crab grabbing the bikini bottom there. Next, we got Next Wave, Agents of Hate #8. Again, just run filler, just really good series. Warren Ellis doing some top-notch writing, so I was happy to find that. Got another one of these anthology books here, Marvel Superheroes Fall Special number 3. I just got some cool one-off stories in there. Mostly I got it because of Captain Marvel. He's one of my favorites, and then Captain America's one of my favorites as well. So anytime they're in the same book, I'll grab that. Next, got Marvel Comics Presents 75. Just a cool Barry Windsor Smith cover. The Weapon X storyline, obviously. This was the only one I needed other than 72, which is the first one. So I found most of the run at a store up in Cincinnati a few months ago. This one was not in there for some reason, so I grabbed it. Now the only one I need is 72. Oops. Got a Moon Knight book here. This is number 7 from, not sure what volume this is. This is just the David Finch cover. Just the artwork on these, whatever volume this was, David Finch did the covers for most of them. They're just spectacular. So anytime I can find those, this one was $3 too, which was I think about cover price. Yeah, cover price. So happy to find that. More 90s goodness. Some Hulk 2099. So I think I've got almost. Pretty sure this was the last 2099 book. Number 1 that I needed. I got Ghost Rider, got Punisher, got X-Men, got Spider-Man, Hulk, Doom. I don't know if there's any other ones, but I was happy to find that. Just a cool cartoon book here, Flintstones featuring the Great Gazoo number 1. This was $1. It's pretty good condition for these old Charlton comics are notorious for falling apart, but this one is intact all the way. So just Flintstones is one of my favorite cartoons growing up. So Great Gazoo was early Martian, early sci-fi kind of crossover with dinosaurs. I don't know. I guess that was pre-Flintstones meet the Jetsons. So Great Gazoo paving the way for George and Judy, right? Next, got Chippendale Rescue Rangers, another fun cartoon book from my childhood. This is a newsstand, so that's cool. Kind of the homage to, I guess, that Days of Future Past XMen cover with Wolverine and all the posters in the background. Kind of like that. So that's fun. And then last 2 books here, more 90s goodness. Blast Corps. This was based on the Nintendo 64 game. And then last book is Independence Day number 0, also a newsstand copy, but I think all of these might be newsstands. I'm not sure if there are any direct versions of this, or if this was a promo comic from somewhere, then maybe they were giving it out at the movie or something. I don't remember, but Independence Day, classic movie from the 90s, and just fun picking this up for $1. So that is my haul. It's kind of a big one. Lexington Comic Con was great. It was the first time I'd actually been there to that particular con since, I think, ever. It was pretty big. They had I went on the preview night on a Thursday night. It was only $20 to get in, and the show was open for 4 hours, I think, from 6 to 10. I stayed there the whole time digging. I was just digging in dollar boxes, and I made it through all the vendors that had dollar boxes, barely. So I didn't have time to check to see any any wall books or anything priced over $1 or $2. But I was very happy to spend all that time digging and come away with this good haul. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, thanks for subscribing, commenting, liking. Appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.